As we know, Jack Purvis is one of the great, incomparable characters in the history of jazz. He's a trumpet player, and he wrote songs. He was a composer and a good trumpet player. I got into Purvis early because I had, still in Europe, I had a 78, one side of which was my first Louis Russell record with a very good Red Allen solo on it, and the other side of was a Jack Purvis. What's this something, baby?
What's the use of crying,
What's
baby?
the use of crying, baby? And I liked that. So, oh, who's Jack Purvis? And I found out some things about him. But there is this record of Poor Richard, which involves a funeral. They put Richard into the ground, and the whole band says, "Poor Richard, poor Richard." And there was dispute. It was one of the major discographical disputes about whether Coleman Hawkins was the tenor saxonist or a guy named Castor McCord, who was one of the McCord brothers. So I asked Coleman, because I knew him quite well by then. I asked him about Poor Richard, and he instantly, it wasn't like he said, oh, what was that? He instantly remembered being on Poor Richard, and he said that he found it hard to understand because supposedly, according to what he thought and what I had thought too, it was about Jack's brother that they were burying him. But it turns out not to be so, which I think Matt is the one who told me that it wasn't. But Purvis really thought probably that would be a nice story to tell the musicians. But Coleman instantly remembered that because of that. And then he said, that Purvis was a real character. But Purvis sometimes played opposite the Henderson band at the Roseland. Because Purvis would, sometimes stop in the band that was playing opposite Sam Lannon or Goldcat or whatever. Oh, he's an interesting phenomenon. There's a very good reissue came out.
The Jazz Oracle set.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
So, Purvis. Somebody, you could do a movie about Purvis. Not a documentary, but a real, casting a character.
Well, I'm going to get some of this wrong, but there's either a movie or a full-length cartoon about the adventures of Baron Munchausen. And in that movie, one of the characters is named Jack Purvis. So that when you search online for Purvis, you get the movie as well. So somebody has a jazz awareness.
Well, that cartoon, is it by the guy who really was very aware of jazz, a famous cartoonist who actually was a 78 collector.
Is that George Powell?
No.
I can't think of who it is.
I should know the name. Yeah, he was a real, he would have known Purvis.
Yeah.
Yes. There was a guy who I think is gone now who was going to do a biography of Purvis and did a lot of research on him, but it never materialized.
I think Michael Brooks did the notes for the CD set.
Yeah, could well be. Whatever happened to Michael? He lived in Newark, I think.
Well, we'll put this up and Michael will come out of the woodwork and
maybe
say, here I am.
Maybe he would, yeah.